Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Foundry. We have progressed pretty well, and in the last episode we got Telluxite. See that? I think I might have got the pronunciation right. Well, it's right in my head. It's kept me up all night. But now, what do we do with Telluxite? In between episodes, I went and I did some research, including the Jetpack speed upgrade, which is pretty impressive. We will have a look at it shortly. So I went for CPU production, and this is where the Telluxite ore is used. So we've got Telluxite rubble, that's what we're pulling out of the ground, and it goes into a crusher. And then from that crusher, we put the ore into a smelter. The smelter puts out Telluxite ingots. Now just note as well that it only works in an advanced smelter, so you need to research that, which I've done. The ingots then go into an electric arc furnace to make the liquid Telluxite. That liquid Telluxite then goes into a casting machine to make Telluxite wafers. That then goes into a chemical processor with olumic acid and polymer board to give you CPUs, finally. So it's a bit of a process. Anyway, we're going to go through it. We're going to see how things balance out with the production that we have at the moment. And I'll try and keep this episode a little shorter than the last one. That one went a little out of hand. So let's get stuck in. I have prepared an area. I don't know if it's going to be big enough, but it's what I have at the moment. And for the CPUs, we need polymer board, which is conveniently right over here. And we need olumic acid, which I have, I think I have a container of it somewhere. Well, that is a heck of a thing. It's the one thing that I don't have a storage of. But since we're going to be heading over that way with it, I reckon I'm just going to put a storage down over here. Let's see if I can build one and fit it in. Right, I do have enough on me to make one, and then we can just grab it out of here, and I can't fit it under those pipes, so it's going to go, well, let's make sure that it's just nicely lined up. And it does come out of the front, and I'm going to tee off the front, so I'll put it over here, and we'll pull this one out. Pipes, tee, bring it over to this side. I really like the way the pipes work, and they all fit together. And there we go. Alright, so very, very, very quickly this is filling up. That's impressively fast. Alright, good. So we need a few things, and I'm going to put down some items that we're going to use in this process, just so that we can get an idea of what the quantities are like. So the first thing is going to be, oh no, this one, crusher, and then we'll do the advanced smelter, then I believe the chemical processor, which I don't know, did I make any? Yes, I did. And then finally a casting machine, and then we can go and set all those recipes and see pretty much how things balance out and what do we need. Alright, so first step, we are going to want Telluxite ore. That takes in 320 per minute to put out 80 per minute. Alright, so I'm going to need another mine, because our current mine is only pushing out 160. And we're going to need a minimum of 320, which will give us 160 ore. So that's the rubble that comes in from the mine, then we crush into ore, and we get 80, so we'll have 160. This is always such a pain, because you can't get the stats off the smelters. So I'll grab a couple of items off the belt, and then we'll see if we can get some numbers. You know, we could look at this section in the research and do a thumb suck, but I like to see the per minute, and these don't tell you per minute. So there's the smelter, and it's telling you it makes 4 in 4 seconds, so 60 per minute, but how many does one take? So we got some crushed stuff now, and then we can come and put it in here. Good, and conveyor balancer 3s have been researched. Nice. Okay, so this takes in 60 and pushes out 15 per minute. Right, so all right, cool. That's easier to understand. Then this one I've got it out of sequence. Let's do this first. So the liquid Telluxite, it takes in 1,000 to put out 2.5 per minute. Wow. 1,000 liquid to make 2.5 wafers. Wait, am I missing a step? Oh, that only takes, yeah, so in the final thing, it only takes 0.5 wafers per minute to make 4 CPUs per minute. All right, what's the step that I'm missing? Oh, right, it's another electric arc furnace, and that... Oh, I forgot to build the electric arc furnace, so I think I have one. Chemical casting... Apparently not, so yeah, I'll build one. Right, there it is. It's a big machine. Gosh. All right, let's have a look. So, Telluxite, we take in 40 per minute to put out 2,000 per minute. So, if I was to build one of these, which is probably what I'm going to do, is just have one, I need 40 Telluxite ingots, which means I need at least 3 of these furnaces, and that'll push out 45, and that will also be 180, which I will only be getting 160. All right, so I'm gonna have to put some more mines on the other side, make sure that I'm getting a lot more throughput. I have to take into account that these transport freight vessels are pretty slow, but I'm going to have 2 crushers will put out 160. That goes into 3 smelters, which take 160 and will actually turn it into 40 per minute of ingots. So that balances 2 to 3. And then that is going to put the 40 that we need in here. So we're going to have 2,000 per minute on 1 arc furnace, which is fine because I wouldn't want to build too many of these big boys. That means we're getting 2,000. Then we're going to get 2 casting machines that'll take in the 2,000 liquid and put out 5 per minute. That means that we could have 10 chemical processes. They'll be taking in 0.5, well, it'll take in 5 in total on 10. It'll take in 10 boards, and it'll take in 400 per minute olumic acid, which I don't think any of that is going to be a problem. And 10 of those will put out 40 CPUs per minute. That sounds like a pretty good setup. Also sounds like a pretty big setup. So, let me get started. I have the Telluxite over here. I think I'll start them over here. And because we are only having 2 crushers and 3 smelters, I think I can just put them on the same production line. So one going into the next. The system is balanced, so I'm not going to bother with a buffer. I already have a buffer on the Telluxite rubble. So we will leave a little space. And that's those 2 in. From the front, these are going to feed out into the front of this machine. The smelter. And we're going to have 3 smelters. So this is going to go across to there. That will plug in there. All right. So then the outputs over here will go into these 3. And the outputs from these 3 will go straight through from here into an arc furnace, which I'm going to break down because I've only got this one built. And where am I going to put this one? Oh, by the way. Hold on. Before I put that down, check this out. Now, running speed, normal jetpack speed, super jetpack speed. That is plus 50% on the original jetpack speed. So, yeah. Just thought I'd mention it. It's very fast. And there's another speed upgrade, so that's going to be fun. Alright, arc furnace. There are inputs for liquid. We don't need to worry about those, do we? Not for this build. Alright, so we'll put the panel over on this side. And let's just try and line it up a little bit with this edge of the smelters there. Let's see how that works. Actually, that works pretty well. So I can put belts in down here. And okay, so those can all feed onto the belt, and then this last piece of belt feeds in here, and this makes our stuff. Now the output of this is going to be liquid. So knowing that, Telluxite liquid, there we go. Now let's see which side it's programmed to come out on. This side. Let's see, does it do both sides? No. Alright, so this is the side that we need to bring it out on, which is actually fine. Because we're going to have 2 casting machines, and the casting machines only take in the liquid, and then they put out the wafers. And we're going to need to see which direction these pipes work in. Okay, we can have it a little closer. I want to save space because there's going to be a whole bunch of chemical processes coming in. So let's put one down. We'll set the recipe. See where the pipe comes in. It's coming in on that side. That's fine. What I'll do then is because we only need two, I'm just going to put them next to each other and we'll arrange the pipes. And now comes the trickier part. Let's put one of these down and see where things happen. Because this is going to have 3 inputs and there's a whole line of them. That's in. So this is going to make the CPUs. And where's it taking everything in? Nothing on the back. Oh, it's right in front. Maybe I should move things around and have 2 rows of 5. Alright, I just fixed up this floor a little bit so that yeah, there weren't power poles sticking through. And there's a little bit of space. It's not really important. I'm going to turn this. I think this is where the input was. We're going to have 2 solid inputs and 1 liquid input. Polymic acid goes in there, good. And it goes in there. Not ideal, but I can run a pipe kind of down the middle. I can also have 2. I'm going to have to probably move this. It's not connected right now anyway, so let's get this out of the way. Alright, cool, that works. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to have the outputs. The wafers will come out of this machine, or these 2 machines on this line. And then they'll whip around, come down there. These polymer boards will come through over here, whip down this way. They'll be fetched on both sides. And then the liquid, which is being stored just over here, will come through over the top and in a pipe down the middle. Yeah, that'll work. So let me finish this setup. We'll put in the rest of the goodies. Let's put them in. All right, so I changed it. I just moved. Oh gosh, where did I cock up? Oh, only on the last one. That's that fixed. Okay, so I moved it out an extra block so that I could have the output run down the middle, which will come out over here, wrap around, because these actually don't belong here anymore. We'll get rid of them. Need to move a couple more things. Yeah, this is the dangers of doing things when you are trying to go fast. Okay, so that's lined up now. And the last little piece will be one of these logistics containers, and these are nice big boys. So I'm going to bring the product out of the end over there. I'm going to wrap it around and I'm going to put it into this container that is going to sit here and line up nicely with those machines. Good. All I have to do now is get all the pipes and belts and connectors in, and we should be rocking and rolling. with that last pipe, I do believe that we have everything pretty much ready. So all we need to do is 2 connectors. Oops. And everything should start working. And it should be pretty well balanced as well. No, it's not going to work because I haven't done the individual connections. So let's plug these, the olemic acid in. Everything else was done. It was just that lot. And that lot is finished. I'm not missing any, am I? Yeah, that gives you an idea of what it looks like. But to make sure that this is actually efficient, because right now I am benefiting from the very large amount of stuff I had in storage, I am going to need to head over to the mine and put in some more ore vein miners. I'll start with 1. That'll give us the 320 that we need, but we actually need 640. So in between episodes, I'll put the other 2 in. But at least we can give it a bit of a boost. And also, I'm quite keen to see if that wall face that we opened up actually accommodates 2 of these miners. And we head down to mine level 91. Welcome. Alright, so I do need to move this belt. So I'm going to... I have to shift it, essentially the whole thing up to there. Now you need to be careful with this bulk delete thing because it can be a little bit tricky. Especially when you see that height. It needs to be at 1 if you just want to take stuff off the surface. Right, there's the miner, and yep, it does actually go in there. Excellent indeed. And I'm just going to put a kind of merger in over here. Maybe more of these. From this line across to here. Put that in. Run this out. Turn to there. And boom. That's in. And this has no grid connection because I haven't plugged it in yet. I'll grab my cable. I already have places that it can connect to. So there we go. And then I can just let's have a look at the grid stats and see what these mines actually use. Ore vein miner, 1000 kilowatts each. Okay, the solar panels are making us 1300. We are okay. I'm going to need more solar panels. I know in the last episode I was like not sure how many we would need, but I was looking in the wrong place for power or the power consumption. So we do need more solar panels if we're going to extend the number of miners that we have, and we will need a lot more batteries. So good, we know that now. Super. And we have a whole... Why is this... Oh, I see. Wait, this was a bad idea. Hang on a second. Because I don't have the fast merger. Actually, you know, it would be far better if these came into their own individual ports. That there, that there, that. Rotate, bring that to here, and get a connector on there. There we go. Well, now the thing that's holding us up is the elevator. that's full, and that's transporting 640. Why is it? Does it seem that it's transporting more than normal? Yeah, it's definitely doing 160 each. So there's 320 going up. Oh, that's right. It's 320 going up, not 640. But still, it's working, so I'm happy. Yeah, let's head back. Alright, so in between episodes, I'll come and increase the power capacity. Maybe put another one of these freight elevators down. Another one. Might be worth it, I don't know. Comments, please, let me know if it is worth it. Because that is supposed to be pushing 640 through. See, our little CPU factory is pumping away quite nicely. There are some machines that aren't working. I'm sure that's just because things... Yeah, they make sure that this is actually working. Yeah. So we're just waiting for the wafers. The wafers kind of need to back up a little bit because they're probably all being pulled into the first machine. Eventually, I think they will back up. Well, not necessarily because they are being used pretty quickly. Let's see if there's anything on the belt. No, it doesn't look like it. But slowly, because of this kind of manifold design that this game lends itself to. I mean, there's no point in trying to balance things. I do kind of like it though. That's pretty cool. Let's go and see how we're doing with CPUs. Oh, look at that. 72 of them already. Well, folks, it looks like that is that. We have a CPU factory going. Everything is looking strong. As you can see, more machines are coming online as we progress. What I may do is, I don't know, maybe put a box in, cut it off, let the box fill, and then just fire an overflow so that all machines are working all the time. Don't know if it's necessary, but I may do that. In the meantime, we have progressed even further, so that's pretty cool. And I haven't done a lot of research. I'm letting my science packs build up again because I did hit them pretty hard between episodes. And in the next episode, we will continue to progress and have a look at the map going out in this direction, because there are ore veins for all three and they're fairly close together. So we've got the technum, we've got the ignium, and we've got the xenoferrite, and I think we're going to need them. There are probably some that are closer, like maybe that one over there. I can't say that I'm too stressed about it. Most of them are about the same kind of distance away as these ones. And it wouldn't be bad to have everything close by each other. So, you know, if I go out, I'm not having to go from one side of the map, or from the base to one side of the map, and then from that side of the map to the other side of the map to see another mine. So, yeah, I kind of like the idea of doing all three of these. But we will get to that. And with our recent science upgrades, and the advanced smelters and the tier 2 crushers, it makes for some very efficient layouts for processing all of our ore that's going to come in. We're probably going to get rid of all of this stuff, because honestly, this is the most inefficient design available. And it was like from right at the beginning, it's all nice and everything, but it served its purpose. We need to upgrade. Anyway, if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Give me your comments. Let me know what you think. Did I get my numbers right? I think I did. And what challenges are you having? I think pretty much everything that I've come across in the game so far, I've been able to overcome. Well, once again, the one thing that's missing, that I feel is missing, is a nice little conveyor lift. You know, sort of like one of these loaders. It takes up a 1x2 spot. It doesn't need to have a belt. You can do the same kind of little fancy graphic and be able to say, all right, well, how high can this go up? So that when you want to move, if you want to move a product up to a second floor, you're not having to use a whole bunch of these ramps and try and wind them and they get in the way. And it'd be much neater to have a nice conveyor lift. You take a line off, you put the conveyor lift in, it goes boom, straight up to the next floor or to wherever you want it to go. A lot neater. Anyway, just my thought. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. And until next time, cheers.